There are places we will see. Dreams become reality. Sailing my dream boat to you. Swinging a sweet lullaby. Lullaby.
Welcome to Decisive podcast series by Roberto Ingram, co-hosted by Mazah. We go live. Like how many minutes late? Oh
All
my
right.
God, 7.
We
are 7
finally.
minutes late.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Decisive podcast series. Roberto Q. Ingram here with my co-host Zoe Mazah. Zoe.
What, Roberto?
How was your week?
Well, the week just began and it's
How
Monday and it's a Monday, like a typical Monday. Everything went wrong. Everything has been on a 2-hour delay. Actually, we're doing pretty good because right now we're just 7 minutes in delay beginning with the show. We're live and I can't believe it. We made it.
I don't consider it a delay. I consider it a check to make sure technical things were linking up. This is our first time doing it abroad outside of my inspiration studio. So to make sure everything's going correctly, we had to do that. The delay was necessary. So
that's how it goes. And I make up for it like glittering. What do you think? I have like almost Christmassy glittering sweater because I was also expressing my excitement about our guest tonight.
Yeah. But first, before we get there, tell me something. What was the toughest part of your day? One of the toughest.
Actually, was getting up. You know me, I'm an early bird. I always get up super early. But the last nights there is a construction on the train that runs, very close to my house. So 3 o'clock in the morning they start working and it's so loud. So I'm up since 3, and then I very much out of my own habits fell asleep again because I was just so tired. So I woke up and so from there, everything was like, I was running, but I made it. So
the toughest part of my day was I was so pumped, man. I have all these variables going on in my head, and I'm going, okay, I got to take my dog. I have to go pick up the light. I got to make sure this is working perfect. How am I going to do this? And I called 2 friends. I called Frankie Chanaski. Thank you, Frankie, for being here to help me with the technique. And then Curtis, a good friend of mine, he's also a really good sound engineer, helped me decide on some things because the placement for everybody was difficult when you don't actually have the bodies moving around.
So you've been pretending you've been more people jumping up. Oh my God.
Yeah. So that was just part of it. But I'm really excited about today because today we have a gentleman which I think is really accomplished really a whole lot. I remember when I came here to Munich, I was transitioning to this sound that had this down-tempo jazz, new jazz sound. And when I came here, Reinboth, our guest today, was one of the one that attracted me to Munich scene doing this sound with some of the, I think a lot of his first club stuff was at Atomic Cafe, if I can remember correctly.
Yeah, you do.
So everyone, today, before we get started to introduce our guests, I would like you to go to right now to Decisive Podcast YouTube channel and subscribe and follow. Also, don't forget to go to the Compost YouTube channel. There, we're also streaming live, and make sure you let us know where you are in the chat. We're also in the chat. We'll be monitoring the chat to check out your messages. If you have any questions, we also introduce those to the podcast. So now, without further ado, Zoe, I'm gonna let you do this one this time to introduce our guest.
Because my German is so much better than yours, so let me say this. Everybody, welcome Michael Reinboth. It's such a great pleasure and honor to have you here.
Yeah, thank you very much for inviting me. Hannes, I'm pleased that I'll be part of Roberto's podcast.
How was your Monday?
Yeah. How was your Monday?
How was your Monday?
Oh, funny, I had 2 meetings, very long meetings with a new artist, which we may sign. But it's a little bit secret. I can't say who, but this was a long talk with my whole team and a female artist, and looking forward to hopefully get her album.
So I'm
It's a
keeping
her.
my I'm keeping my fingers crossed for her. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for her.
Yes. One discussion was also that we don't have so much female artists. We have a few on Compost, but mainly male artists. So it's always good to have more female
Why?
artists on Compost.
Why?
Why? I don't know.
Good answer, Mike.
I mean, on the
Don't let
on the
the women
DJ
get this in traps.
on the DJ side, you know that with the female system was starting 10 years ago. Now it goes boom, and everybody wants female DJs. And with electronica music, with bedroom studios, when we started, it was also a lot of, eremites or people who are just produced new jazz or future jazz in their bedrooms with more boys. But in our clubs, I was running several club nights. There was a good mixture of female.
Of them all. I'm asking because this is, I told you when we just gathered here, I told you that last week we had Electric Indigo. And
I know her very well.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
really close. When we, funny because that was the time before Compost Records. I went a lot of raving, and of course, I don't know if you know, but I was a couple with Monica Kruse.
Yes.
And of course Electric Indigo. And I remember the first techno night.
Acid Maria.
Acid Maria, Electric Indigo, Monica. That was the first great female DJ team, and they were amazing. And it was, so I was grown up with female DJs.
Yeah.
I love female DJs.
I always say that.
But to be honest, they came really famous much later. So yeah.
So I was just asking because it's such a burning subject and everybody wants to know. So that was very good that you just said that.
Thank you so much for that one. Listen, let's jump into this. I would like to talk about your early recognition and the global support you got in the early days. You had your journey, you worked with that drew attention to major international and influential artists like Giles Peterson from Worldwide BBC, amazing. Talking Loud, Paul Oakenfold, Carl Cox, Danny Tenaglia, and artists like Rainer Truby, Kruder and Dorfmeister, Jacksonova, and the Phone Flash, just to name a few. All of them supported you while you were building this concept. My question to you would be, what did that level of recognition mean to you at that time? Was that very overwhelming for you? Was you excited at this time?
Yeah, it was totally overwhelming. And with our first release, Compost number 0, which was Force Mighty Black, a production of Rainer Truby, and funnily we went boom with that release. So it was in Straight No Chases, that magazine, that time. Some Giles Peterson played it, and all over the world was recognition about this kind of future jazz. It was not acid jazz. I hate acid jazz, to be honest. Because acid jazz is for me old school. The 70s sounding jazz, like Corduroy. But at that time, what we've done what Compost stands for is new productions, mixing jazzy elements with electronica. And Force Mighty Black was this kind of track with samples as well, but in general it was not fiddling production music, not live music. And also my Future Sound of Jazz series, this was maybe the beginning of this term future jazz. And we were maybe the first German label who released this. And that's why we get recognition by Giles Peterson, James Lavelle from Movax, and little bit later on also with all the house guys, because simultaneously I was running Compost, another label which stands for house, with DJ Linus, Pufo, Ralph Gum, and also one of my early house productions was on the Compost label. So we started.
Capital A?
Yeah. I was starting with Compost and Compose, and there was also a third label called Compute. But there's only one release on Compute. But
Tell me something to what Zoe said earlier about Giles Peterson. Who were they to you? Whoever that may not know who Giles Peterson were, how important was
now the thing is, I've met all these people like Norman J, Giles Peterson through my club. I was running a club night called Into Something. We were starting in Munich at the Babalu, a little bit later at Park Cafe, and we end up for 12 years every Friday night at the Muffathalle. And that was 3-4 years before Compost. And I invited Giles Peterson, Norman J, and a lot of other DJs, Cold Cut, and who played Rare Groove, and all these guys. That's why I get in connection with these. And then after a while, 1993, I think, hey, you're running a club. You have also a lot of people in your club who are producers. You have studios. Let's start a label. It was a kind of logical conclusion to start a label, and then came Rainer Trüby with a demo from Freiburg. I invited him also as a DJ, and that was start, hey Rainer, let's do this, let's go to with Jan Krause, Beanfield, and then I was starting also with Beanfield in the studio. The intro track you played is this Beanfield classic. So, and mainly I get involved and get in contact with all these people through my club night.
So, and I mean, there was real attention directed toward to this movement, and there was a change inside the club culture itself, right? And in that moment when it happened in Munich's alternative club culture, what did you feel was happening creatively, you know, in this time, in this moment of time that made this whole movement worth believing in? Like, did you feel a certain energy there? Was there something special that you can say, well, this is the pulse of the time, we're up to something special?
Yeah, that was really the start before Compost, when I run this club Into Something. And funnily, it was in the same venue like where Jeff Mills and the techno guys played. But they had the weekend, and we had the Wednesday night. But to be honest, our Wednesday night was more packed. And we played this rare groove shit, downbeat, soulful, jazzy, also old stuff like as you said, acid jazz. But this was the old.
I was gonna say, is acid jazz and rare groove the same thing?
Yeah, we were digger, and we totally addicted to. We bought 20, 40, 50 records a week or more, and just played the great shit. And that's why I'm digging deeper in this kind of music. Finally, releasing such kind of similar music. And then the club was too small. We went to a bigger club. For example, we had Into Something night, we had the first Jamiroquai live concert at Into Something at the Park Cafe. And later we moved to Muffathalle, then we booked Bookham, DJ Trust, Pesce, or this Goldie, or this big famous drum bass DJs, because we are open-minded, and Compost was always open-minded, from new jazz, downbeat, soulful, trip-hop that day. It's called also. And then we fused in with drum bass. Faunaflesh, you just met Faunaflesh on Compost, was a mainly drum bass act. And one of the only, or not only, one of the few German drum bass acts who gets the reputation and also the credibility in the UK, which was hard to get.
Was it really fun in that time? Was making music and working with musicians and producers was like really fun?
Yeah, this was DIY, but all kind of things, you know, digging into records, selling, buying records, producing in the studio, remixing, being on tour, all kind of everything simultaneously. And I'm a workaholic, and it was much fun. It's still much fun.
You know, I have to ask. I hear you describe the sound. I hear you dish the names out, but how did you know where to look? Where was it coming? Where was it coming from? Okay, there's also some Viennese acts from Vienna. Kurendorfmeister, right? This sound, was it coming from soul, jazz, and then how did you actually find it? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it just came to you, or was it a record?
No, in the club we played old music
That's
from
crazy.
the 70s, Reago, funk soulies, jazzy soul stuff, and we tried to produce this kind of music, but not in a band, not with live musicians, just creating it in a bedroom studio with a little bit gear to interpret this and to...
Because it always felt like musicians,
influenced
yeah.
by this kind of jazzy music. That's why we always connected with jazz, but we are not a jazz label. And that's where it comes from. If you're playing this every week, this kind of music, but with variety from downbeat, with hip-hop influences, samples, and up to house, you're always open-minded, and that's all your influences which you like to put in your music as well. So we are kind of a diversity, open-minded. What I always say, we are a hybrid label. Hybrid means a hybrid of jazzy elements and electronic production. And we don't sound retro. I think that's the most important thing about Compost. We don't have really this... Well, for me, acid jazz is retro.
Mm-hmm.
It's full okay. Mm-hmm. It's the music from the 70s. You can play this kind of music with Fender Rhodes live. It's nice. It's always good to party to, but that's not where we come from. We are coming from electronic music production. I was grown up with techno in the 80s, with acid house, and so I've raved a lot, and this is a hybrid influence, techno and jazz.
Which is such a great idea, and it sounds like you've been having a lot of fun putting this together and make it your own. So you've been following your own taste, basically.
Yes.
And what just felt right. And
that's crazy.
It just...
I'm just saying, when I'm listening to him talk about it, I'm thinking about when I first came and I first was shifting from hip hop, R&B into this acid jazz rare groove, and then when I came here, it blossomed, and I'm soaking it all in, because I'm thinking about when I came and I was going in, and how I knew where I had to be, and it had to be there where they were.
When did you come?
I came, Why did I come?
When?
It was like 98. This is when you guys were like really boiling at this time, right?
I can also maybe explain it a bit from the other side. If you listen to a lot of electronic music like techno and house, you have a lot of DJ tools, like also minimal. And what Compost is all about is liking this, listening to this, but putting a musical element in it.
That's it.
That's the thing.
That's it. Okay. Now let's talk about building a base and artists in the community. Giles Peterson wrote that Compost gave DJs and artists a true base and feeling of being part of something meaningful. There is a strong idea behind that quote, I have to say, and that Compost didn't just release records, but actually became a base for the whole scene. My question to you is, how did you create an environment where artists felt like they were part of something meaningful?
Oh, that's a good question, a difficult question. I think meaningful is if you put some musical elements in it, that you hear these guys who have done this production, like Beanfield or whoever, has a knowledge of original jazz music, And meaningful means in that vein also was ist das German word, English word for nachhaltig? That is,
Sustainable.
Sustainable.
It is not for the day, it's not for the week, it's not for the charts. It's sustainable.
And also
stand the test of time.
Yeah, and that's what Compost. That's why we're still here, and still living, and still releasing so many records, because we are try to release music which you can hear in 20 years and 15 years or nowadays. Or
I guess what they were saying, that they felt like they had a home base that supported when other people doubted.
Well, to me,
You gave them
Well, I think that
a living room where they can all be.
Yeah, also Compost also well known for very unknown discoveries. We have a lot of artists which we discovered, which we brought out first with their first releases and gave them the chance. We didn't really sign big names, which we could have, but we didn't. We just tried to push young talents and fresh breed. Yeah, that was also a bit like what we are, what we stand for.
What gave you the confidence to do so? Because, I mean, other people would be like, okay, I want my label to grow, to be successful, everything. And I think you must be kind of confident and have a vision for yourself, or be very sure of yourself, of your own taste, of the feeling towards what you're doing. Say, well, I don't care. I'm going to sign someone that nobody ever knows. I just trust the talent. This is what I do. So, are you passion driven?
Totally passion driven. And one of the most important things is I don't doing it for the sake of money or sake of money. That was never important. We never calculated really a project with, how much we can earn, blah, blah. We never did. We still not doing that. So we just signing artists just by intuition, by what we feel, if we're liking it,
what you've experienced, what you've learned.
Yeah, that was my spirit and my aim and my genesis every time since I started in the 80s DJing.
It's so beautiful to hear this, because I would say this is pretty exceptional. And would you say that this saved you, this mindset saved you from a lot of stress?
Yeah. I think it, not quite sure, but a little bit it helps us to survive the ups and downs of digital and CD and all these kind of things. It also helped us to survive Corona and things. And also, we know the times when everything with the house and minimals went boom. We had difficulties, of course, because the record shop didn't order the Compost records, but they wanted to have a more techies. For that reason, we founded Compost Black Label as a main house label, because just to recognize this is the house part of Compost, and the classic part of Compost is more the downbeat, jazzy, certain vibe.
Right.
That was more kind of political strategy decision to do this. This is what we have to do sometimes, and just in terms of getting awareness, of being in the right place. Also, at times, the record shops were separated. There was the soul, jazz, reggae, hip-hop stores who stocked Compost stuff. But we had also house records on Compost, like the Beanfield track we played.
Yeah.
But that was not stocked in the techno. That was a Carl Crack remix.
But it was stocked everywhere.
And since we realized, okay, we said we have to do something. We have to relabel or making a subsidiary label more marketable. Okay, this is a house section of Compost. This is a future jazz section of Compost. That's what we did. But nowadays, it's also always not always, but sometimes it's growing more together. Now I'm more happy than I was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I feel it's growing more together. Now it's not so divided between techno record stores and techno clubs. The people are getting more open-minded.
It merges more
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
But I would say, like, the decisions to having, separate subsections on the label, that's not only passion-driven, that's also very smart.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, because it is. You know,
Yeah.
it's a smart.
I mean,
it's a smart
it's-
move
it-
because it helps people to understand what you're actually doing.
It's smart.
and you can still keep your own integrity
Yeah.
in what you're doing and the
Ex-
love for
Right,
it.
right.
Yeah.
You know, without getting all confused, trying to run behind trends and then
Yeah.
start to be forced to serve certain things like this. That was a very good idea to spread it out. So.
I mean, that integrity, that confidence that you had and what you learned from way back then up until now, you have an understanding of where the ups and downs are coming from and how to get around them. Yeah, and that's
we never did the bandwagon jumping or the following trends. Sometimes it feels like that, but it comes naturally. It fits in our roster, and that's what the people recognize. That's the difference. You know, if you're just doing hyper disco edits, one more and one or the other, and then after the end you have a heyday after 2 years, and after another 2 years nobody
he said, I hate
taking care of it. But that's different with Compost. The people still following us, or if they maybe stop following us for 5-6 years and then coming back.
come back and they see you still
Yes.
still on the path. Yeah.
Could you say that there are some artists that especially kind of helped shaping the sound and the identity of Compost, especially in the early years? Or would you say
Yes.
like,
Definitely would say, of course, it was Rainer Trüby with the Trüby Trio.
Yep.
Latin house, Latin jazz, all Latin influences.
Frankie loves
Same
that
like
house.
Louis Vega and mastered at work, and they loved our stuff and played our stuff. Then Fauna Flash with drum and bass, Beanfield a little bit maybe, this was my project with Jan. And of course the cooperation with Jessanova. Jessanova
Yeah.
was booming and was really big that time. And we run this label together, Jessanova Compost Records. It was a good decision because it was Jessanova and Compost together, and music-wise it was fitting perfectly. And these 3 acts maybe helped Compost a lot, and my compilation series, Futures of Jazz, and very important, Rainer Trüby's compilation series, Glücklich. It was also sold a lot of the Glücklich compilation. This was the white one with the Beatle on it, and then the VW bass on it.
When could we hear another future sound of jazz? Because I love this compilation. And what does it look like now in 2026? Do you see a next level of?
I'm funny because we have done 15 issues, 15 volumes, and it was quite about this last 3 years, and because I didn't have the right tracks or didn't
Okay, good.
I want to have top future on jazz, that rare, undiscovered, and now I think it's time again, and I have a small collection of 6-7 tracks, and I'm still starting to think about it, maybe making my own track listing in mind. So I hope end of 2006,
Awesome.
26 coming, and
Awesome.
that's exciting news.
I mean, it's
That's
totally
exciting.
exciting.
Yeah,
for me.
it really
I'm
is.
really, really exciting.
yeah. And Rainer Trüby did last year Glücklich 6,
Okay.
and this was a gap in between 5 and 6 for 20 years, 15 years.
Well, good things take time. Don't you
Yes.
say that?
Yeah.
In that time, you have the patience of knowing that it's coming, and you give this artist the time to give you what they feel is the next.
Yeah,
Okay, right.
especially this compilation also with an artist album wise. I don't do any pressure. We must do this was so successful. You must do a next one. It should come naturally. If you feels like, if you have enough good tracks as well for the album, then I'm not this A&R guy who push the artist and say, hey, we have to release something. Just waiting. Sometimes it comes really good, sometimes it comes nothing anymore. We have a lot of artists who didn't deliver any follow-up.
But is that, would you say as an A&R, because you just said A&R, and for people that don't know, that means artist and repertoire, right? Would you say that you have a person that also is, your artists turn to you and talk to you when they get stuck in a project? Or they like call you up and say like, Michael, I need your advice, or could you come by, or could you listen? I don't know which way to go.
Yeah, a lot. But I mean, we're talking a lot about music, ingredients of the music, directions of the music. Some artists don't have to because it's perfect, like Christian Brommer from Faunaflesh, his new album coming next year. So I know what he's doing, what he's delivered is perfect. So there's no chat and nothing about it. Maybe some sounding elements or so, like technical things or mastering. But yeah, with a lot of other artists, I'm talking about ingredients, even if it's the little thing like shorten it or just making or it's a really nice boogie instrumental. Let's have a look for a vocal, things like that.
And they trust, and they trust you when you say, or they don't. It's not like personal. Hey, you don't like this? I love this. What do you think? There's no ego in there?
No. There's a lot of respect.
Okay, good, perfect. Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's important. Very important.
Yeah, I think so.
I love that.
Yeah,
I really love that.
I also want to give the artist respect and yeah.
I really love that. Yeah, believing in vision before the scene caught up was a topic I thought about. According to Giles Peterson, again, there were many years where people doubted the direction and questioned the movement. He noted that many in the scene didn't get the vision at first. What helped you stay committed to the direction during those periods? We kind of talked about that a little bit, how you...
I think it was also our passion and feeling to keep this on, the ball rolling.
I mean, these people were doubting.
And also if you do this producing and DJing, you're around.
Okay,
and you're getting more input from friends, because we did a lot of Futures of Jazz tours. Also sometimes with artists who played live, sometimes just only DJ sets. And so it was practical things of mixture of being around with the music.
Good, it's like you playing live on certain stages and you know that this music is working. The people are going absolutely nuts, and the people that are doubting have no clue.
I think well, actually, I don't really care too much. I mean, you know, it's like I think once you commit to your own vision and to your passion, I think it really helps a lot, because there will always be obstacles, and you always have to go through. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. You keep going because this is just what you do. And I think when you think in terms of longevity, right? You don't come for a short run, you come for the long run. So this is why I said before, I think it helps to prevent a lot of stress. When you do what you love and you do it in your own alignment to your own, values also. So it really helps a lot to pass those periods where it's not so easy.
I mean, for someone that masters his craft every single day, I can relate to that clearly. I can really relate to that clearly. But to actually see what he said, if you're playing a track that no one ever heard before and you're playing it certain people and you can see them react. And some of the doubters, passionately like this is what I wanted to hear. And how
that is where you get goosebumps, and where you have these tracks always in your favorite box or on your playlist or whatever.
I mean, you got to stand by what you believe in. That's clear.
Yeah.
But it also can be other way around, that you play a track which you totally love, you're totally into it, and you're convinced it is so great. And maybe it's new to Giles Peterson, these guys, because it's a discovery from yourself. Then it doesn't work. and that's can also be happened.
Is that
But I don't give a shit. I mean, whenever I played and DJing, I play what I like, what I want, what I'm standing for, and I'm not a DJ nude.
I mean, at our stage of the game, this to me is understandable. It's clear. But as an artist, when you're presenting these things, I want to see them enjoy the record. I want to see their reaction. This is, whether or not they do it is something else, but anybody can say I stand for this and I stand for that. I'm gonna buy, if I buy this, I've been collecting and buying records for a long time. So of course I'm gonna, but what I really enjoy the most is that you saying to me that you can see people react to it and that you know that it works, even if the other ones don't, and they need time to catch on.
Yeah, of course. There's always kind of a challenge and
Yeah.
But I'm coming from the time when we just played I started DJing in 1980. We just played records and we didn't mix. And when we start my club night into something, when we played 70s jazz, rare groove, then a modern electronica trip hop, like let's say a Portishead track or a drum and bass. I'm not such a big fan of mixing. I'm more like a selector. I would like have a technical great guy in front of me who doing like in reggae, who doing the technical things, and I just select the music. Of course, you can't do this nowadays, but that's what I like, and that's where I'm coming from.
I like it, and I think it's trending again.
Yes.
It's trending again. You know why? I really think it's trending again.
Convinced. I would laugh that it's coming back because in the 80s, of course I can mix, but I didn't mix with consciousness because I just want to present them the track.
Exactly. See, and this is, you're shaping also an artist identity like this because it's your taste, it's your selection.
Yeah.
This is like what you present, and I think it's coming back because the mixing can get so random in a certain way. So the human taste, will be even more unique and wanted again.
Yeah.
And you
but
follow.
The thing is, that's why I really love Giles Peterson. When he was started, he also didn't mix, but he presented this very variety in such a great blending and performance. That's important. Just play rare, unheard music to the people, and they are,
I'm gonna go on deeper than that, meaning that this is part of DJing, and there's different levels. I heard a couple of people that also were able to curate music and didn't mix.
I like people who are mixing.
I enjoy this.
Do a journey. There are several good. I mean, Rudolph, myself, Giles Peterson, they all can mix now. They're doing a great journey.
One of my favorites is Theo Parrish.
Yes, for example.
One of my favorites is Theo Parrish. Yeah. But still, the DJ mixing skills to me is important. But that
good
still,
example, Theo Parrish. Also, Salade, they have a really journey from down
DJ Kortze
also as well.
So what you're saying to me is just part of the whole thing that we do as DJs anyway. And so I could care less about that. I like what you said. Mm-hmm. If I'm on the dance floor and somebody's just mixing and they blend it, they ain't beat matching, that's where the storytelling comes in to me. And playing people to a next level, it could be just by record to record. That's okay. That's really okay. So I respect that too.
It's funny
and
because I love Florian Keller. Was a guy from Munich. He was a guy who was mixing rare groove perfectly.
Perfect.
7 inches.
There it is.
Absolutely amazing. I love that. But that is his world. This is his life, and he's stuck with that. Mm-hmm. I'm more open-minded. I'm really from analog music, from new wave in the beginning to tech house, and I listen to all kind of stuff, also experimental music and jazz, and that's why I can't mix. I can mix, but
I know you can
Yes,
mix.
that-
What's cool about that is, too, is that that just made me jump back to COVID, where mixing no longer was, and people were listening again.
Yeah.
Now we've come to a point where Japan has introduced listening bars. Now we're going
Yes,
back into this
exactly. Yeah,
listening thing.
that's right.
So what does that tell me? It tells me that we recycle. When I wasn't DJing before, I was playing records before, because we had one turntable, belt drive, and you're listening. So now we're going back to this re-listening again,
I mean,
right?
technical wise, every person in the world can easily mix with this new DJ mixers and with sticks, and they have every source of every record they can have on the stick, and it's easy. Also, the quantizing on the DJ mixer,
Or syncing?
it's so easy, and that's why I think nowadays you have to present something different, and that is what can be different. The music.
The music,
It can be deeper, more spiritual, more I don't know.
whatever that artistic.
And also if you do a student party or wedding party, doesn't have to be so deep, undiscovered. Can be also like bit commercial, but soulful. That's important.
I love that, soulful. That's important. Can
Yes.
we quote this? I'm
Yes.
going to quote you.
Yes.
Michael Reinboth said, it can be a bit commercial, but soulful. Oh, yeah.
I like spiritual.
Yeah, I mean, so commercial. I mean, in terms of
Funny, entertaining,
company events
and
or
easy.
wedding parties.
Yeah,
or-
absolutely.
I don't
It
want to
can
hear
be
I will
fun,
survive at
you know,
this
just
at
like
my
this.
wedding. I don't want to hear I will survive at my wedding again.
Yeah, but I really love it, and it's so true. You know, the soul is defining us also as humans. You know, so the AI will not be so soulful because the soul is coming from, you know, it's a person, it's something, it's a vibes that you have.
Yes.
Every person has, and the souls, we say souls
Yeah.
connect as
Yeah.
vibes connect and
Yeah.
frequencies, and this is how we actually really feel the music.
Right.
Yeah.
Because this is coming, like we all ourselves, everything connecting through frequencies. That's just a medical fact, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So a Roberto does not have a frequency like this. It's different.
They're gonna steal our frequency, so beware.
No, but I think the soul.
They're gonna
I
have
like
your-
the soul.
they're gonna have
I'm gonna
your
stick.
frequency.
I'm gonna stick with that. I have my quote.
But,
I have my quote.
but in a few years' time, you will have robots with the KI and the.
Yeah, maybe,
You gotta be careful.
maybe. Well, actually, we're moving on, and I say, well, Compost today, right? It did grow a lot, I would say, and it's still very active and changed faces in a way too, you know, like a different aspect of it. And I would love to know what it really, all this work requests from you on a daily basis. Are you like, how can I imagine you dealing with all the music? Like you're waking up thinking, oh my God, I have this one record I really, you know, want to push, or are there like schedules that you're setting for yourself? You just told us you're
No,
about to
I
sign
just-
maybe someone new. So is that like really keeping you busy, your mind busy?
To be honest, I'm really workaholic, and I'm doing, let's say, 150 things in a day, different things. Like promoting this and maybe this, introducing somebody, making a team meeting. You have to do this, you have to do this, and I do this. So it's a kind of it's challenging and a lot of mixture of work.
So you're actually not working, you're just having fun because you do what you love,
No,
right?
it's
like,
I'm starting at 7 in the morning and working till 7 in the evening. So I'm hard working. But simultaneously I do a lot of different things, like working for the artist, working for social media, working, listening to music, of course, and selling second-hand records. And we just released a book, so I have to do a lot of promotion for that one as well.
is there one thing that you really don't like about the whole thing? Like, is it something that you find totally annoying? Like, is
No.
that social media promotion?
I have
or like,
done this every time, and to be honest, I like this more than the old snail way promotion.
Nail it.
sending records, and they don't know if the journalist will review it in a month or 2 months. When we started, was everything was analog and
Yeah.
post sending, and then you can be surprised if James Lavelle or somebody in Japan reviewed your record. Nowadays it's much quicker and easier, and also I like that.
So you like that the industry in a way changed to being more fast?
Yes.
It really makes it work easier in a way, right?
I cannot say I love vinyl. I hate the CD. This was a media which was,
You said you hated the CD.
yeah.
Yeah, because the CD cover is that kind of
Yeah.
a boring
So
something to have.
vinyl and stream is the best perfect format. And it's the same with promotion. Sending somebody vinyl, playing it is good promotion. If a DJ plays a vinyl and the social media post, same day release, post to everybody. That's perfect. So everything in between, it's wasting time. Or it's not wasting time, but it's, That's why I'm coming from the old school, coming from the analog times, and it was great. When I bought records in the 80s, I had to send, filled out a list and send it to America, make a cross, and then you don't know if you get it. Then you get a letter or fax back, and then you send a check. It took 4 or 5 months till you get the record. But nowadays, easy.
Okay.
And same as with promotion. It's I think the social media for promotion saves time, also a bit money, because in our heydays, how much money we spent into promotion agencies and things like that. Now you can have it more in your hand. You can do it by yourself, and maybe it's not like it was 20 years ago, because it was heydays and everything went boom with Compost. It's difficult because so many releases and so many different genres and vibes, but it helps.
Well, I think we tapped in a little bit on about your A&R philosophy today. Compost is known for signing new artists instead of relying on, like you said, established big names and stuff like this. You've always taken a unique approach in signing artists. What guides your A&R decisions today, choosing the artists for Compost? Now that we're in this new space.
You have to say it loud and clear, so all the new artists gonna come and write you emails and fill your inboxes everywhere.
No.
What are you looking? After all you've learned and all you've come to, what are you looking for?
I am the best way if I can give any advice to everybody who's sending demos or just have create a good track. Try to get references. Try to get a reference by a DJ, by a name, or have worked with somebody. This is very important. Then you read it further, then you listen to it more with a different ear. References always help. If you have a reference, let's say, I don't know, Peter Kruder played my track or love it. That's perfect.
So do they need to prove it? I mean, I could tell you
Secondly,
everything.
if I don't like it, I drop it. And if I'm interested, I'm playing it to my team.
Okay, good.
That's very important.
Good.
I don't do the A&R decision by myself.
Good to hear. Okay,
Rare.
perfect.
Sometimes I do, but rare.
That's good. I like that.
So if the team says, Michael, we should do this, and if the decision or like opinions are maybe vague, then we maybe don't do it. So,
But I'm sure you have also a little bit had some slight disagreement with the team and said, you know what, all y'all don't know. No, this is the jam. This is the hit. This is gonna work.
I mean, we're getting promos, demos nearly every day, and a lot of comes.
I can only imagine.
Hey, listen to my music. It should definitely fit to your label, and not even say, hey, greetings, say hello, love you, something. Not just only a name. Drop it. I don't.
I love that you're saying this, because I actually find this one of the kind of I really have to say annoying and upsetting new habits in communication. When you're getting someone approaching to you, they don't introduce themselves. They don't. They just say, "I want this," basically, and sometimes not even say their name.
Yeah.
So
I get it this often.
It happens really
don't say,
often.
you know.
So I think it's very good to say this loud and clear. Also, people listening, whenever you approach to someone, it still is just beautiful and polite to introduce yourself, say who you are, say where you come from. If you do have a reference, say it as well, and then introduce your track, and then sign with a name, and maybe also wishing you a great day. It still works, right? Because there's still people sitting behind there, like you say, you're listening. You want to introduce it to your team as well. So it's a matter of respect, not only towards yourself, but also to the others that you're sending yourself out there. And
absolutely important, I guess.
I'm glad we clarified this. It's something I have on my mind all the time because it just happens all the time.
You know, I'm thinking about.
But we didn't. With all the hundreds of releases we have done, it's rarely that we signed a demo. Most connections come face to face. The people I met in clubs and the other people, or knowing people like Compost artist Rainer Trüby and Rainer said, "Hey Michael, I've met people here with a track. I told him he shall send you." That's what I mean with references. The main releases we signed are from knowing each other face to face, met somewhere in a club, or some also people traveling and coming to the office. We had black coffee in the office years ago.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he wanted
Black coffee.
Black coffee. This was before his career, and we waiting. Then it was a nice talk, 1.5 hours, and then he left. And we were expecting some tracks, but he never sent because in the meantime he went boom in South Africa. But that's great.
Okay, I'm gonna move. I think we're gonna move ahead a little bit. You have professional background and how it is formed today. Your background includes DJing, journalism, promoting, collecting records, and running a magazine. You've worn so many different hats throughout your career. Which part of your background helps you move in how you are today? Moving how you are today. What does that background help you move?
Yeah, it was definitely true. Definitely the magazine I've run from 1980 to 1986. A magazine called Illustrated was a large, big size. I brought a copy.
Let me see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can we get that, Frank? You got it?
This is
Okay.
one of the rare original Illustrated magazines, which I published and ran from 1980. I've did a lot of interviews with all kind of famous artists from Yellow, Kraftwerk,
Wow.
Andy Warhol. Yeah, we met him. We were dinner with him. So
Did you just say you met Andy Warhol?
Yeah.
Epic.
That's
oh my God.
That's I played table tennis with the Rolling Stones, to ping pong. I met all these guys: Tax to the Moon, Dead Kennedys, Boy George.
What did that mean? What did that mean for you at that time? Was that
It
really
was my use. It was my DIY time, just doing something. It was
was it amazing for you to? Were they interesting people for you in your life? You know what I mean?
No, it was more like I met everybody from Simple Minds to Run. And
Was it just the norm for you?
It
by
just
then,
was
or-
a normal thing
Okay,
because we
okay.
done this magazine and
Okay.
we just was start as a fanzine. It was bigger and bigger, and it was easy to meet these people and to interview. There were artists, really famous artists like Falco, who said, "I want to get in your fucking magazine," because we were
How cool.
hip, and that's it comes from. So it was not really. And that was a time, but this was my second, the history, or very important for my career as a label runner, whatever, DJ, is that I worked 20, 30 years as a music journalist. And that was a start.
Reason why I asked is because I remember dancing on Soul Train, dancing with Janet Jackson, and for me it's like, oh my God, Janet! And being able to be living in Hollywood, being able to be a part of
Yeah.
such
And
wonderful people, you know.
And I started this magazine in Hanover, in my hometown, and there was
Yeah.
also a club where I started DJing in 1980, which was the first really cool new wave club. So no glitter ball, no disco light. There was really neon, gray floors and a lot of aluminium, and yeah, it was cool. And there I started DJing new wave. That was my start. This is the magazine we just released.
Okay, yeah.
Best of book.
Wow.
This is just released.
Just released.
A month ago or a few weeks ago. 560 pages with all the history of when I met Andy Warhol and Bill Wyman playing ping pong. All the stories are in there. This is in German and English language. And this is the best of these Luster magazines.
If you wanted to find this magazine, where would you find it?
Bandcamp,
Okay, good.
or a lot of bookshops, art bookshops,
Okay, good.
museum bookshops, it should be.
Was there like one artist that you met that you got really like starstruck
Yeah.
in that time? It was like one that you're like,
one, just
okay, I don't know what to say. I know I have to do the interview, but I am so excited to meet this person. Like,
There was I did an interview with James Brown and with Bobby Womack, so those
Are you
more
kidding
soul
me?
guys. And
That's
with James
shit.
Brown, I know that he was a bit pushy and blah blah. So I was a bit shy and was not quite sure how it runs, but it was quite okay. And I did one with Philip Glass, which was more like an intellectual, political interview. So there's quite few different. The only one where I really dreamt of and would like to interview was Bowie, but I never met him. We have exclusive photos of Bowie. We met him just for photos, but not for an interview.
Okay.
that would have been a dream.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited about this next topic.
Are you? So you started
Yes.
then?
Okay. I say this because now I think we get Thomas in soon. Your catalog curation and legacy management. Compost holds a large catalog of classic compilations, reissues, and vinyl releases. You're responsible for a significant and respected catalog. How do you decide what parts of Compost catalog to highlight or to revisit today?
You're asking me what is my highlights of Compost?
You would revisit today.
Of course, the Futures of Jazz series and the Glücklich from compilation from Rainer.
Nummer eins.
What also I'm proud of is the Web, the jazz project, which now 5 albums, and then the 6th album will be recorded next week in Munich. And Peter Gall, the drummer of Web, won the German Best Jazz Album this year, so from official jazz award. Yeah, there are so many releases I'm proud of, and few which I think we shouldn't have done it.
We heard before more than 550, but more likely to be
650.
600 and something.
At the moment, we
releases.
catalog number 650.
That's it.
Plus subsidiary labels like Rumpelmusik, Compost Disco, Casanova Compost Records, Elaster Records, because this is also now a label. We have around 800, 900 releases
800, 900 releases.
in 30 years.
That's a legacy and that kind of epic. And you're still going strong. I think this, and I mean, just seeing you, talking to you here,
I hope
you
so.
sound like you still really like what you're doing. And,
Yeah.
and this is beautiful to see.
I don't get tired, I don't go to Rente.
You're not going to retire very soon, no. Stay here, stay strong, yeah, because music keeps us alive as
I'm gonna
well.
give us an
You know,
iPad.
it really keeps us
Yeah.
going and alive,
Yeah.
and as long as you
Yeah.
not get tired, your ears don't, you know, get dry.
Let's Zoe. Let's jump to topic 15 because we have Thomas in the
Yeah.
we have Thomas in the logger waiting for us. I am going to go here so we can. You can. Yeah, we're gonna go.
You're talking now about my record collection.
Yes. We're gonna move to that now because Thomas has been sitting around waiting, and then we'll go back to the other ones. Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about your collection. You have a long-standing passion for vinyl, for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
Since when?
Yeah, since 1980 when I started DJing.
Okay, good.
And I was carrying the records and the curver boxes because that time there was no DJ trolley and vinyl only. Yeah.
You love vinyls for decades. You've loved vinyl for decades now. How did selling other collections on Discogs begin for you?
I started with my own collection. I had around 60, 70,000. It was too much.
That was too
wow.
much.
It was too much. You had them all. Have you had them all? Home?
Yeah, I started selling part of my collections 10, 12 years ago on Discogs. I had also a lot of records twice, and I had this track on compilation. And
Oh, yeah, right. That was
so
doing double.
I started with my own collection, and it was running so well every day. Sold, and then I talked to some other people like DJs, Compost DJs or friends like DJ Linus. They also have collections, and then I started selling collections for others. And nowadays I have 40, 50 people who's giving me their collections and I'm selling them in commission. Sometimes I buy also collections, but I'm nowadays number 3 in Germany. Discog seller is number 3 in Germany, number 10 in Europe,
Woohoo!
and number 20 in the world.
We don't have this button here now
We-
because
we
we
have-
usually have
oh,
a
yeah,
button
yeah,
where I can
you-
make
yeah.
an applause because I think that's
we have,
very cool.
we have daily 40, 50 packages we send out.
Wow.
There's a separate business, so nothing. I mean, of course, it's Discogs selling second-hand records, and I have 2, 3 employees for that.
And I'm definitely happy to be a part of this this company. He's selling some of my records as well.
Yeah,
I like
Very
that.
good.
everybody has records twice, promos, and the bought the original. And you know, nowadays a lot of DJs playing with sticks with USB.
Yeah.
And that's to get rid of your collection.
Okay, on this
And
part,
for my collection, I kept 5,000-6,000. It's fine. It's enough.
Thomas is going to be taking us around
Okay.
through the lager. Where's my other head? Oh, there's your headphones there, so you can hear him.
Hello.
So, Camera Kid Thomas says hello. Can you hear me, guys?
Thomas has something open over there.
Where am they?
It's coming from Thomas.
Okay, now I can hear you again. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah, I
Yes,
can hear
okay.
you. Hi, Thomas.
So, because they're hi together. Camera Kid Thomas says hello.
Hello, camera kid.
Yeah. And I just had like 10 seconds where I can't hear you guys. So, yeah. But now I hear you clearly. So, should I take you around a
Is it
bit?
echo?
This is
hold on.
like more Compost catalog. What you see here in this shelves, more like backstock and sub labels and stuff like this. And yeah, should I take you to Michael's Discogs?
Talking. I am Zoe. Nice to meet you like this. Because we're having a huge reverb on our headphones, but as long as only one microphone is open, I think it works. So yes, it would be amazing if you could show us something. Do you hear me, Thomas?
I hear you again. Yeah, you
You
were
hear me again?
interrupted. Yeah.
So if you could show us something, this would be amazing. You would probably
Okay.
only hear me talking, but we can see you. This is
Okay.
important. We
So
can hear you.
here we have some records on the wall. It's Compost Disco label. Yeah. Here, and then we move on. Elastic compilations, the Glücklich series. Yeah. But I think you more wanted to see Michael's warehouse, like the Discogs warehouse, right? Hello? Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you.
You can't, but keep on
No,
talking
now I
because we
can hear you again. So this is more like the Discogs warehouse with all the second-hand vinyls and stuff. You know?
Yes.
Yeah,
I do
lots
hear
of
you.
records.
He cannot
He-
hear me.
Now I can hear you again. So
Okay. So
yeah.
I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna keep.
It is what it is, but it's better if you talk.
Do you want
Not
to
him. Tell him to step careful. We only need
do you
to
have
that.
some questions or
Thomas?
yes?
Thomas?
Yes,
Thomas,
hello.
do me a favor. Please do not talk. Turn off your mic and just show us the camera, and Mike will walk us around and speak about the lager. And walk slowly, please.
Okay, sorry.
And Mike is open on the mic, and he can explain what's going on.
Okay, but I don't see what is.
This is just us in a delay
Okay.
talking.
He needs to see what he needs to see. Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Frankie, show.
Jetzt now I see. Okay, that is the warehouse where all the records are, which we're selling on Discogs.
He should be able to see him.
It's sections with maybe 20, 30, 40 records, and then we know where it is when the order comes. This is also part of my collections. It's about maybe 20,000 records at the moment, but we have another room with records, and so that's the one for sale.
Wow. It's huge.
Yes. So that's directly next to our office. This is the last book. There are 560 pages.
Oh, wow.
The pile of the book, which was released last week or 2 weeks ago. That's the just a no. Can you go back? There's a just a Nova. That's a Compost Disco. That's a displays. There's a just a Nova Compost Records logo on the wall, and next to the Compost Records logo. Nice, Thomas. And show us the Compost Disco covers. Yeah, that's on the Compost Disco covers, made by Benjamin Röder, the artwork. Benny Röder is a DJ from Munich, an artist and club runner as well. He's running the Club Charlie. All right.
Fantastic.
That's the office. There's a shelf with Compost stuff and records and all the subsidiary labels. And the meeting place, yeah. All right. Thomas, thanks a lot. You gave us a nice introduction.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you,
Sorry about the
Thomas.
feedback, man.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, bud.
Take care. See you later.
Okay.
It's so funny. Sometimes the technical problems,
Hey.
and then a crazy delay. Wow.
It's all
Felt like
good.
back in the club. Sometimes you have a
It's all
crazy
good.
delay
Thank you,
too.
Thomas, for so much. Who cares? It is what it is. All right.
Is there one song or one album that is like your all-time favorite forever? You say, I can't live without this one.
Finally, I've got this question recently.
Oh.
As a journalist who were talking
So-
about the book, they are not really a fame. Let's say other words. It changes all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's this track, sometimes that track. I don't really have a. I mean, I'm a big fan of Curtis Mayfield, Bobby Womack, soul music, but also
Bobby Womack.
yeah, love it, and also Theo Parrish and these people influence me, but also a lot of jazz musicians. but track-wise or album-wise, it changes. For a few years, it was Brian Eno ambient albums which I listened to. Then it's Curtis Mayfield live, the live album from '72. But to be honest, my absolutely favorite singers, which I really nobody knows it, is this Frankie Beverly. He was a singer of Maze. Do you know Maze?
Yes, I know me.
Oh, who?
It's a really rare
doesn't know Maze?
single from the '70s, which is my favorite. I also one of my favorite all-time favorite is Bobby Womack. How Could You Break My Heart? Or I don't know. Also some tracks of David Bowie, or I don't know.
So if I
Station to Station from David Bowie was very influenced me. Because I was there was the time when I, as a teenie, went into clubs and discos in Hanover.
So when I think about myself, there's a song that would carry me through. You know, whenever I feel low or whatever, I need this certain sound, and I know it's gonna do its job. It's gonna uplift me and bring me right back to where I want to be. Is there anything that you say that this would do that to you? Like what?
Yes, that's for example this Frankie Beverly track. It's a very personal track. It's such a hard lyrics. He's talking about when his baby left him. Also the Bobby Womack track is he has a conversation with his wife, and then he or his wife puts the telephone on the desk and oh fuck, and then he starts the song. I mean, it's very more deep family, private problems songs. That's more than the great, wider, political, whatever
Real.
spectrum. So that's why I'm more.
That's what you asked.
I'm getting more goosebumps from very left field. Also from club-wise, which I discovered in the early '80s, is Silicon Soul. Who Needs Sleeps Tonight? It's also one of my favorite from the early '80s. And one of my top favorite also in my top 10 is David Sylvian, Ryuichi Sakamoto, David Sylvian, Bamboo Music, Bamboo Houses. This is kind of a 80s electronic production.
Would you do that? Would you kind of, make someone a playlist as a birthday present?
Sorry, what?
That, like, would you do that? Like, would I be like,
Yeah,
like saying like,
mine,
okay, like it's Christmas is coming up, so your family and friends,
coming,
could
the
they
holidays
expect
have-
like, okay, the special gift of Michael will be like you get a special playlist, because I know you're going through something, so I would
love
put
to do
music
this.
to
I
you.
love that, but my best friend, the guy I run the Luster magazine with, he used to always, as a Christmas present to his friends, he burned a CD with his recent famous track. I love that. But I never really found the time. I would love to do, but I didn't find the time. But I love Thomas Elsner's
Great selections. Yeah.
Christmas or season CDs. I love that when people do it, or just on a mix CD or so, which is very special for a moment. It's beautiful. I love that.
So you don't do it yourself, but you love having that.
Yes, I don't do it by myself because I don't have time, and the other reason is this is too diverse.
I
then
totally
you have
get
soul
that.
and have
Yeah.
punk for me, and some I don't know. It's really diverse.
Well, you never know. We never know. Maybe we get surprised one day and we're gonna have a special mixtape.
I have done such mixes. Starts with ambient and it goes to trip hop, like Portishead, and it ends and then come in drum and bass and techno, and then it ends up with some psychedelic thing or a new wave post-punk track. I love that.
We have a few more minutes here, but I have two important questions. One of them is about the meaning and behind the name. The name Compost carries roots in mysticism and creativity. Tell us what Compost means to you.
Yes, but it's a great question. I love to answer this because the syllables com and post are so modern. We started in the dot-com times. Do you remember the dot-com times? It's called when the internet was coming up, early 90s. That was a dot-com site, when you get connection the first time and you get emails from the analog days into the digital days. So that these both syllables are very modern. And the meaning is post, of course, send to with a message. Post is the original meaning is send. And com is communication and so on. Composing. So. But the final and last decision why I choose the label name Compost, there was a girlfriend of mine. She told me there's a biannually witch circle who meeting every 2 years in America. And this is it's bullshit what I'm saying, it's really true. And these are of the positive, the negative witches and the positive witches. And the circle, the meeting of the positive witches every 2 years called Compost. I said, why? Why does they label their meeting Compost? If you go back in the Middle Age, can you remember in the compost heap on the countryside, it can explode. Because the compost heap have a chemical interaction. It has something, it's like a fertilizer.
Right.
And if you also have a Heuhaufen, it can get really hot in there.
Yeah, it does. It does get very hot.
Yeah, genau. And that's why they called compost, because the witches were, or the people in the Middle Ages have no clue about why this compost heap explodes. And they said, okay, these are the witches. The witches made it.
No way.
These
Yeah,
are the
the
witches,
witches made
witches,
it.
the
And I said-
witches.
And I said, that is magic. That is so magic that I need to label my name Compost.
Okay, great.
Because compost has a magic in a positive way.
Right.
In a positive, as a fertilizer. A positive
A bunch
meaning.
of positive
Well,
witches.
yes, and the spells still work. The spells is unbound.
The skill
And
of the
the
spells.
final
and the
conclusion
skills.
is also that we use old music, rotten music, as a fertilizer sampling.
Okay.
We working with sample music, with digital music, and with analog music, putting them all together, and it can explode.
I am speechless now.
I love it. I mean,
The
there's a
spell
real-
is not broken. The positive witches still doing their thing. It still works. You will hear.
The
You
positive
thrive.
witches.
Yeah,
And-
you can
and-
Google that,
Witches.
the compost.
Yeah,
Trust
trust me, I will. Absolutely will.
Did we talk about his soul, book of soul?
Did we talk about the Soul Love 20 years of Compost Records?
Yeah.
Did we?
No, I don't
No,
think
we
so.
didn't.
That's the last one.
Oh, that's the other book. Yeah, okay.
That is the other book. So please tell us about it. There is a next book.
Now that was the book we've published with Compost 20 years, or was it 25? 20 years.
20.
With 25 we did a big box with exclusive remixes. The book was just following a concept. We wrote 5 questions and asked everybody we met in the world, and we know each other, like from Compost artists, famous people, DJs we invited, people we know, these 5 questions, and we published it with pictures in the book.
Okay.
That's the story behind it. This was a release at the Compost 20 years anniversary release, together with a download code of music.
And
I think it's so nice. I mean, it's like this is a whole cosmos, you know, around a label, around the music is passion driven. It has so much
collection
authenticity.
sales, everything.
Yeah, it has so much authenticity, and what
It's
I
like
what
gumbo.
what I love that I've learned here is that actually you've proven parts of the industry wrong. They've been just money driven and trend driven, and you do this out of a different perspective, and you're still
Yeah.
standing strong,
Yeah.
you know, and very independent as well.
I'm convinced that you can survive. Maybe I'm a good example for that.
Yeah, and this is a fantastic example, and I think it's very encouraging for other people as well that if you're doing what you do with passion and love, and you put a lot of work in that too, it's not just coming to you. No, you're also working for this. It can actually work out well, and you need a little bit of magic. You know, a little bit of positive
exactly.
magic.
And you always have to think about it. Don't do it for the sake of money.
Yes,
It doesn't work. I think.
I agree.
Can you tell us what 2026 looks like for you and your hopes, and how you've made this next leap through the digital world and AI? Is AI a thing for you guys in the future? So that's my last question, is basically, where do we see Compost in the next year? What's first on the agenda? What is your major goal for the next steps? And your latest release, you had a new release coming out.
I mean, we still have, let's say, one release a week, and our release schedule is planned till summer next
How
year.
do you do one release a week?
I mean, it's digital. Sometimes it's a single, sometimes 2 singles a week.
Okay.
And vinyl albums maybe maybe one a month.
Okay. I was going to say, because
How is he doing it? He said that. He is a workaholic. He said that before.
I mean,
Probably his
no,
team too.
yeah.
They're all like up all day,
when I
all
say
night,
that,
all
you
weekends.
when I say that, you must know what you're talking about. But is there such thing as over-releasing?
I must say, in the heydays of Compost, in the around 95 to 2002, we were 17 people in the office. Now we're 6, 7, and we're still a small independent label. But sometimes the people are astonished that we are still so many people, 5, 6 people.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's what I said before. With digital release and social media post, it's more easier than it was in the past, and snail way promotion. So yeah, that's why we are able to release one release. Often this is first single of an album, second single, and it comes the album in March.
So the answer to my question would be, you have a social media team, another marketing team.
Of course, I have a social media team. They're mainly doing social media, and Thomas Serp, who we saw in the office, he's working at Compost since 22 years. Tommy since 15 years. So very, very loyal, good people working with me.
So you have a new release as well?
Yes, we have Christian Pommer's album coming. I'm just planning the Futures of Crowd Volume 4, Futures of Jazz Volume 16.
And your release, right? What you have one too?
My release was released last Friday. My new single, and I have my can show it. It was my 12-inch on vinyl before. It was one before.
I love the artwork.
Who is the artist? AI?
No.
Okay.
No, that's Ina Oppenheimer.
Ina Oppenheimer.
She's an artist, painter, beautiful artist from Munich. I love her art, and I also bought a oil on canvas picture from her. Also the new one, which was released.
So she's minimalistic in colors.
Yeah. So this is the 12-inch, not an album. And the new one is released digital, also with painting of her, Ina Oppenheimer. And I think my next one will also artwork by her. I love her.
Cool.
We have a new Calabrese album.
Calabrese,
yeah.
yay.
We're doing Rumpelmusik with him.
When is Capital A coming back too?
Capital A. yeah, nice guy. Oh my God, we have Yu Uragawa, is a young Japanese girl with a new release. Peter Gall is a guy who won the best German jazz album this year. Is coming with a new album. Web, the jazz project of Roberto Di Goya, is in the studio tomorrow.
Nice.
Tomorrow, 10th and 11th of December. So they're coming with their 6th album. Marsmobile, Roberto Di Goya as well, with his other project coming with new stuff.
Interesting things coming up.
Yeah.
Makes me looking forward to the new year.
Yeah. And another thing I want to just say before we head out is, in closing, we have holidays coming, right? Christmas, New Year's.
Yeah.
Anything?
Not
You got
for me.
family? Not for you? You're going to be working? You're going to give yourself a break?
No, I have family. I have two guys. two sons.
Okay, nice.
20 and 21. It's funny because the younger, the 21, is into Bowie and also a bit of soul, Reinboth and Rolling Stones, and the other one is into hardcore techno. But amazing. Really GABA.
And Dad.
Really hard. It's totally different. But I love that. I mean, his track is so great. It's not released yet. That doesn't definitely will be not on Compost. It doesn't fit music-wise. But I love it. It's really cool. And it's great. And he's very conscious with it. He doesn't want to go out with it. He's working on it, not just changing it every time. It takes half a year till his track is ready, but it's still good. And I'm convinced he will be going boom with that in a different hemisphere.
Well, you've got the
We
feeling.
wish him the best of luck.
Yes, of course,
You
the
know.
best of luck. And also beautiful Christmas holidays.
Yeah, so of
everything.
course we have a Christmas tree. I just bought it yesterday.
Oh,
Sunday.
wow.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
we
yeah,
still
yeah.
don't have one.
Yeah.
She got 2 boys.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got 2 sons, but I only have the stars and full of candles and my little light bulbs and things up, but no tree yet.
And I'm super excited. My daughter's coming to visit with her 2 daughters, and for shortly after Christmas into New Year. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, I love the time. I love the
Yeah, yeah.
these kids are now grown up and with their girlfriends, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But definitely the kids are at home and this family thing. I loved it. I had it with my family, and I never would miss it. And can give it advice. Try to fire Christmas with your family.
And a lot of good food. I am looking
Yes.
forward to this.
I'm
as
gonna
well.
cook my
Okay.
turkey.
So wonderful. I mean, it was very special that you took all the time
Yeah.
and tell us so many things.
Thank you very
I
much for
thank you.
inviting me.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure.
And
I've been dancing on your parties back in the days.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I want you to on
Thank
closing.
Roberto.
I want you to send us away with some useful words of advice we have a lot of challenges in the world today, and we're changes and ups and downs, and
I can maybe close with, I know you also since more than 20 years as a DJ in Munich, visited a lot of parties where you played. You also addicted to music,
Of course.
a music lover, record collector, nerd, whatever. Hey, give me 5. I appreciate it. So really love to work with such people who have a little bit of a history in all this.
thank you so much. And now I'm looking forward to sending you some demos.
Okay. Yeah, what about?
Thank you so much, Mikhail Reinboth, and much success in the future. And I'm really appreciate being on the promo list. I'm hearing and I'm seeing here in the promos. Thank you so much, and keep it up. I'm wishing you all the best. And Thomas Herb, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And the team that are working on the vinyl sales, keep it up. It seems like they said vinyl was dying, but it somehow it just keeps.
Yes,
It
definitely.
can't.
Stay forever.
I'm going to bring you one of mine.
I love vinyl, and we love vinyl and stream.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And Zoe, thank you so much too.
Yes.
And
You're very welcome.
yes,
I thank you.
thank you, Frankie. The closing is here on the end.
Are we on?
Thank you for spending time with us. Decisive podcast series live by Roberto Ingram, co-hosted by Zoe Mazah.